everyone. My name is Dr. Melissa Lewis. I'm the principal of Dr. Pedro Albizu Campos High School in Humboldt Park. Clemente is one of our neighbors, actually. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Dr. Pedro Albizu Campos High School. We were founded in 1972 to serve dropout youth, young people that were dropping out of CPS. And now today, nothing's changed. They're dropping out and now they're being pushed out of CPS for a variety of reasons. But one of the things that we do that's a little bit different is that we center their lived experiences. We see our students, we hear our students, we love our students, and we understand that in order to really be a school community, a local community school, we need to have that love for our students that they didn't experience in their local high schools. I will be honest with you. So often they'll tell you they didn't have an adult that they can trust. They didn't have a teacher they can trust. They didn't have a mentor they can trust. They didn't have a counselor they can trust. And we center that. That is the first thing that we do. We have a school that sees mental health as a priority for all. So that assessment that Dave spoke on, we do that for all 210 of our students. We literally will have a one-on-one conversation. What are you facing? What are the barriers? What do you need? What does your family need? Talk to me about your mom. Let's have a conversation. We need to prioritize the experience of our students and our families first. I also want to make mention of teachers fearing our students. That's real. That is most definitely real. And there needs to be resources and professional development and safe spaces for teachers to unlearn that, because that's most definitely the case. And you cannot keep cops out of schools without addressing that, because teachers will tell you they're not safe. And if teachers are not safe, your school isn't going to be a safe space, because that's going to come onto your students, that experience. And I can't tell you what the answers are, but I know for sure professional development and unlearning that has to happen in order for cops to be out of schools. And I am a principal of an alternative school. We serve 210 youth, and I don't have cops. I won't even allow a cop into my building. It's not conducive to learning. It's not conducive to safety. I think of, things that are having mental health professionals on site, that's safety. If I have a crisis on hand, I have a licensed clinical social worker that I can walk my student to have a conversation with about what's going on at home. Because that's how you promote safety, really addressing the needs of your students and your families and your parents, because that's another component of this. If students are not feeling safe, parents are not feeling safe, then you have parents that are re-traumatized when they enter into a school because of their experiences as young people. It's multi-layered, and you need to really get all of the people, from your clerks to your teachers to your janitors. Every single person needs to see their young person and the young people that they serve as valuable human beings. Center that experience, center that relationship. I think that the other thing that we talked about is mentoring. Every single person in your building needs to see themselves as a mentor to a young person. And Dr. Pedro Albizu Campos, our mentor to student ratio is 20. One mentor has 20 students that they build that one-on-one relationship with. Then you add in the parent, you're also communicating with the parents of these 20 young people. It's a multi-layered approach. There are ways to do this. You do not need cops in schools. What you need is mental health supports. That has to be the priority, because without that, there will be no safety. You need to be able to respond in a crisis to prevent that. I think the other thing that I wanted to uplift is restorative justice. I think the piece of the restorative justice that I think is most important is students leading that restorative justice approach. You need to have students leading that peer-to-peer conference, students leading peace circles, and giving them the skills and the necessary language to lead peace circles, so that they're the ones in charge of that. You also need teachers to believe in it, and that takes time. It's not something that's going to happen very quickly, but it's possible. I think, Dr. Pedro Albizu Campos is an example of that. When we really focus on mental health, when we focus on mentoring, when we focus on creating an environment that supports and loves our students and our families, because you can't have one without the other. One of the other things that I wanted to answer came out in the Q&A about what does a community-led school look like? To me, it looks like community within your school. I should be able to see the community-based organizations that are in my community within my school. If I have a family that needs a food pantry, that food pantry should have a shop right down on the first floor of my school. If in my community-based organization I have a mental health network, that needs to be right there in my school. I need to have those community-based organizations right in the school. I shouldn't have to send you someplace else to get the resources that your students and your families need. That to me is what a community-based school looks like. They're hand in hand. They're one and the same. Working and running out of the same exact sites.